Daniel wiped his palms on his jeans, pacing in his small living room. Years had passed since he'd been on a real date. Raising his 7-year-old daughter Lily alone didn't leave much room for romance, but tonight felt different. He finally decided he deserved to try again, to feel something other than duty and exhaustion. He checked the mirror one more time. Shirt ironed. Shoes clean. Hair combed in the way Lily said made him look like a movie dad. Whatever that meant. The doorbell rang. His heart jumped. He breathed in, steadied himself, and pulled the door open. She stood there, clutching her purse, her shoulders tight like she'd been holding her breath all day. Her name was Emily. The pictures didn't do her justice. But her eyes, they held a story, the kind you don't tell on the first date, or maybe ever. Then she whispered it. My kids are in the car. Not loud. Not proud. Just scared. Daniel blinked. Kids, the world slowed. Lily was already tucked at Mrs. Jenkins' next door. This was supposed to be simple. Dinner. Talk. Maybe laughter. But this felt like someone handing him a second life he didn't know how to live. Emily swallowed. I didn't have anyone to leave them with. I understand if, she took a small step back, bracing for rejection, the way someone who's heard you're too much too many times learns to retreat before the door even closes. But Daniel remembered being judged too when his wife left, when people whispered, single dads don't know how to raise daughters, when every decision felt like survival. He exhaled softly. Bring them inside. Her eyes flickered in shock, hope fighting with fear. Minutes later, 2 little boys stepped inside, clinging to her coat like shadows learning how to be brave. Tommy, 5. Noah, 3. They sat awkwardly on the couch, clutching juice boxes Emily had bought just in case. She apologized 1,000 times, stumbling over words, explaining she didn't go out much, didn't have a support system, didn't mean to complicate things. Daniel shook his head. You don't have to explain surviving. Her breath trembled. For the first time that evening, she let herself smile. A real one. Fragile but warm. Chapter 1. Dinner plans turned into microwave chicken nuggets and mac and cheese from the box, Lily's favorite, and apparently Noah's too, because he squealed when he saw it. The apartment filled with giggles and spilled juice and the kind of noise Daniel thought he'd left behind when his life fell apart years ago. Emily watched her boys eat like she wasn't sure this moment was safe to enjoy. They haven't had a night like this in a long time, she whispered. Daniel nodded. Neither have we. Then came the quiet part, the part every single parent knows too well. He learned she escaped a marriage where silence was louder than shouting, where love felt like walking through glass barefoot and every apology came too late to matter. She worked 2 jobs. Slept 4 hours at best. Sometimes cried in her car before heading inside so her boys never saw it. He told her about Lily asking why her mom didn't come to school recitals anymore, about working construction by day and studying bookkeeping by night, about pretending to be strong because kids don't know the difference between your fear and their future. 2 strangers. 2 broken mirrors. Seeing themselves in each other, when the kids fell asleep in a pile on the couch, she sighed softly. I didn't come looking for love. I came looking for proof it still exists. Daniel's voice nearly broke. Me too. Chapter 2. Weeks followed like a quiet sunrise, slow, beautiful, patient. Park days. School runs. Nights cooking cheap meals and sharing expensive dreams. Their kids learned each other's favorite cartoons. Emily learned Daniel hated cilantro. Daniel learned the boys liked dinosaur roars before bedtime, loud ones. Still, fear lingered. What if they were setting themselves up for another heartbreak? What if love wasn't enough? What if the world was right and they were just 2 tired people hoping for a miracle? Then came the day Emily didn't bring the boys. She came alone, hands shaking. I'm scared, she whispered. But he stepped closer. Of me? No, she blinked tears away. Of happiness. Daniel took her hand. We don't have to rush. We build. We learn. We show our kids love isn't something you find, it's something you grow. A tear rolled down her cheek, not from sadness, but from finally being seen. Months later, on a soft evening with kids running around the yard, laughter filling the space where loneliness once lived, she leaned on his shoulder. You know, she murmured, the night we met, I thought you'd shut the door. He brushed a leaf from her hair. I almost did. Fear does that. And now? He looked at their children chasing each other in the fading light, Tiny hearts healing in a world that had once forgotten them, and now, he whispered, I'm glad I opened it. Sometimes love doesn't come dressed in flowers and promises, sometimes it arrives tired, carrying diaper bags and unpaid bills, whispering, my kids are in the car.